Hi, everyone. My name is Dame DC Cordova. Hi, everyone. How are you? My name is Dame DC Cordova, and thank you so much for your patience that you had to go to a different actual link for you to connect with me. We are dealing with moi and technology. I promise you that I think that I know what I'm doing, and I even had my expert with me, and Devere, who supports me with all these Hangouts, and who knows what happens. It's what we call in Hawaii a menehune got in the system. But it doesn't matter. We're here together now. And thank you so much for being here. I know that one of the reasons you came on is because you either got a message or one of your friends urged you for you to be here with us and to join us and to be in the Money and You preview and the jump start of your life to go to the whole other level. That is what Money and You is all about. And I wanted to invite you to the event that we're going to be having next week. And then, of course, we're also having one on April 24th in Malaysia in English. And then we're having another one in mid-June in India, in Chennai. And we'll also be having another one most likely back in Cancun later in the year in English. And we'll be having more and more of these programs. We're working on having one in Australia, most likely in Sydney, and of course also in Auckland, New Zealand. So we are expanding, and of course that is good news for you. And the reason is because one of the biggest benefits of attending Money and You is the global network that you will be a part of immediately when you attend. And just so that for those of you that may not know what we do, how long we've been doing this, again, my name is Dame DC Cordova, and I am the CEO of Accelerated Business Schools and the Money and You program. And I have been doing this work now for 36 years. I started when I was 5. And it has been an honor and a privilege for me to have been the steward of this work, really carrying the weight of this work in the nicest, is further light. Feather, like a feather. I love the weight of this work. And it has been an opportunity for me to completely have my dreams come true, for me to grow at the level that I always wanted to grow, and to meet some of the most magnificent people, and to create true wealth. And let me start with that, because in Money and You, we have a new definition of wealth, which is the access to knowledge, to wisdom, to tools and information, networks, cash, capital, and many mentors that can support you and people that can really guide you in a way that you can really accelerate your process. That is truly our new definition of wealth. That this is what this work has allowed me to do. And now you will have an opportunity, if you attend the program or if you are a graduate that has already attended, that you will have an opportunity to also have access to all of these wonderful people. Money and You is really a jump start to your next level. And the reason that is because in the last 36 years, we have had Money and You that originally was 5 days long and was the leftovers of our business school for entrepreneurs, which at the time in the 70s used to be 6 weeks long. So Money and You was 5 days. Later, it got cut down to 3.5 days, and that is probably the shortest it will ever be because of the 44 hours that is needed for us to really give you an opportunity for you to create a whole new mindset, a whole new way of being, a whole new pattern of thinking as a true entrepreneur. And just so that you know, there are certain people that attend Money and You, and what happens for them is that they find out that they really do not want to be an entrepreneur, but they want to be part of an entrepreneurial team, which means is that you can also have the opportunity to be able to share in the wealth, to share in the profits, but you don't necessarily have to be the entrepreneur that is going to be taking all the risk or, you know, doing all of the work and being the leader and running the teams. So there's many ways for you to fit into an entrepreneurial organization. And that is one of the benefits, the clarity. We have a saying which says clarity leads to power. That is one of the things that occurs in Money and You for people, is to get very clear on whether they really truly are made to be an entrepreneur or whether they want to be part of a team. So Money and You has been around since 1979, And originally it was just in the United States. And then in 1985, I was able to get all the rights to all the intellectual property, all the rights to all the accelerated programs from my mentors. And I took on a new partner at the time. He was unknown, and he had attended our Money New program 5 years earlier and has shown tremendous skills and valuable partnership. And that was Robert Kiyosaki. So on July 13, 1985, we became business partners. He had already met his wife. They were still sweethearts. They got married in 1986. And one of the things that happened later, that Kim Kiyosaki also became a partner, and we were together for 9 years. In 1994, they went on with Sharon Lecter to create the Rich Dad Poor Dad series, and I continue on the entrepreneurial side of business. The Rich Dad Poor Dad book, of course, is based on some of the key teachings of the Money and You program, which is based on the key teachings of a wonderful mentor by the name of Buckminster Fuller. So Money and You has tremendous roots, and this is why it is still known as one of the #1 entrepreneurial, transformational, in many ways, accelerator, jump starter of entrepreneurs. And when you go to moneyandyou.com, you'll have an opportunity to be able to see many of the famous experts and wealth experts and business experts, and many of today's best-selling authors that have attended the program, including people like Tony Robbins, whom we trained when he was 23 years old. And he spent about a year with us, and we put him on his first airplane for him to go and lead firewalks, first in Hawaii, then in the East Coast. So we have wonderful history with awesome people. Paul Mitchell, there was Paul Mitchell and Paul DiGioia that started Paul Mitchell Products. Sadly, the original Paul Mitchell passed away in 1989, but the work continued with Paul DiGioia with an amazing team and many distinctions. And I know when I asked Paul DiGioia about whether he remembered Money and You, he said that he did. And one of the things that Paul really learned in Money and You had been leverage and loyalty, which is one of the 2 key elements of the wealth of Paul Mitchell Products. So our program is, after you get to know us and you get to see all the different graduates and the different people that have gone on to create programs, Brad Sugars and Harv Eker and many others, Laurel Langemeyer. These are more names that are known in America. In the, of course, in the Asia Pacific, one of our mentors is, of course, Dr. Johnny Chen, who used to be known as Dr. Jenny Tay. And then Dato Masna Hamid, the Iron Lady of Malaysia, and many other very prominent names. Again, you will find in the notable list. So we have social proof. This is why I'm sharing about all of these people, because we have social proof. There are many names on that list that you probably have never seen anywhere. And that's because there are folks like you and me that are not best-selling authors or haven't made the news, but are very, very successful. We want to pass those patterns of success on to you. What we do is, for 3.5 days, we take you through a series of games. 65% of Money and You is games. And you have an opportunity then to debrief the program with the many other participants. And also you will see that in all the classes, in the back, we have people that have come back to review the program, because once you attend, you have a lifetime membership to go anywhere in the world, in any language, and review the program for free. You just have to pay your way there and buy your own lunch, your own dinner, and have an opportunity to be able to put your promotional materials on the promotional table, and you have an opportunity to be able to share all of your different gifts and your products and services with the new graduates and some of the returning graduates. We are a constant networking machine, because we all know that networking is key to success and to creating, opportunities for you to really expand your products and services. Money and You will take you through a process where you will go through a process of self-discovery. My purpose in life is to uplift humanity's consciousness through business. And one of my missions is to transform educational systems around the world and eradicate poverty and hunger. And one of the ways that I do that is by churning out social entrepreneurs. And that is what Money and You and our other advanced program called the Accelerated Business School for Entrepreneurs, which you'll hear about later, is a program that really advances people into really being able to anchor true entrepreneurial education to create a business or an organization or a nonprofit organization, a foundation, for you to fulfill some kind of a purpose and add value to humanity and have high profitability or high levels of donation and input of cash for you to be able to survive and be able to thrive in any foundation or nonprofit work, humanitarian work that you may be involved in. One of the key things about Money and You is that it is not about the instructor or the logistics team and that will be supporting. Many of the graduates come back and they're in the back and they're part of our team that supports the new group. Yes, they really support, but more than anything else is the way that our instructors are trained and they have put to practice in real life all of the principles, or as many principles as they can, so that they don't run, no matter who is in the class, they will have an opportunity to be able to answer just about any question that they have, and to be able to give you distinctions that they have learned and they have also picked up from other classes, other participants. And we're very excited. One of our leading instructors, the male leading instructor, is Dominic Leone, who is, his company takes revenues of about 115 million a year of Australian dollars, which is very close to the US dollar nowadays, thank God. And that is in Sydney, Australia. COS is called Complete Office Supplies. And so you can find Dominic Leone, you can Google him, and he has been with us for about 25 years. Our instructors are not people that are coming in who are really going to be just training people. They actually come in, they're not hired by us. They are hired by me to come in 3 or 4 times a year and teach, and then they go back to their regular work. And then we have, of course, we have people like, then we have Carrie Zurier, and Carrie Zurier has been with us, let me see, she started with us about 20 years ago, or maybe a little bit longer. I apologize, Carrie, I think it's maybe, yeah, about that long too. And she is, her background is not only in nonprofit organizations, but she is now a master coach, and she owns her own coaching company. So we have the ability to be able to have magnificent people that work with us that are leading, and then we have many others, but those are my 2 favorites that I like to talk about. We have many in the Chinese world, but those instructors are trained to be able to pull out of the participants as much as we can from them in order to take the company to a whole other level. And then we have people that we are so excited to have as part of our network that also come in and participate as mentors and network and support. And for instance, in this upcoming Money and You, we're going to have Dr. Jeff Alexander with us, and he built a whole dentistry, children dentistry practice, and took it to a whole other level after he attended Money and You. And one of the things I'm going to ask you is for you to go into my Google Plus account under Dame D.C. Cordova and look for some of those online programs that we have, Google Hangouts that we have with rules of the game and the business success model and how we did it, and listen to the different instructors, the different people that work with us. We have Domingo Silvas, who is working very closely with us, and he is an amazing entrepreneur. And these are people that have become mentors for us, mentors for you, and you will have access to them to support you in becoming a global entrepreneur and creating profitable businesses. So we have an opportunity for you to have right there people that can say, that can give you distinctions. At every Money and You, there will be masters present because it is just the way that it is designed for this to occur. Now, Money and You also is a series of games that begins at 7 p.m. on Thursdays, and we'd like you to be there on time. We ask everyone to be there around 6 o'clock so that we can go through a registration process, fill out certain forms, including the disc profile, which is part of one of the games that we play through the weekend, and then be able to get started on time at 7 o'clock. And we will start, we'll introduce the work, and you will have every hour and a half or so, you will have breaks, and we have lots to eat, lots to eat. People say, why do you give us so much? Because there's a whole aspect that we learn from our mentors and masters, that nurturing is a big part of learning. And by the way, I apologize. The sun is moving a certain way. It's so much fun. There's a mirror in my beautiful home, and it's beginning to shine the sun on me, so I may have to move a little bit. But thank you so much for understanding, and I'll have to change that. It depends on the year, on the time of the year, and the weather is changing very quickly because just a few days ago that wasn't happening. So anyway, the sun is shifting, or the earth is shifting around the sun. So you'll have an opportunity to have frequent breaks, and every morning you'll come in and we will have a continental breakfast for you. The only thing missing about that continental breakfast is fried eggs. Really, it's very abundant, and in certain cities they do provide you eggs. And then we have frequent breaks with coffee and tea and other goodies. And then you have an opportunity to go to lunch. On Friday and Saturday, you go to lunch on your own. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and you go with your groups and you do different exercises. And on Friday night, you go to dinner. But on Saturday night, Sunday night, we provide kind of like a stand-up dinner and also a big party on Sunday night. So there's a lot of refreshments. And then you also have the opportunity to be able to really communicate and be with other participants. This is not a cell-a-thon. Money and You, we're not going to be selling you things every hour. We don't do any of that. As a matter of fact, on Sunday afternoon, you'll have an opportunity to hear what it is that we're doing in other places and around the world. Here, hold on just a second. I'm just going to go ahead and move this over. Hey, you guys, I got some wonderful people coming in. In a few minutes, we'll talk. Okay, thank you. I just had to move this over a little bit because the sun is moving here. Okay, and let me drink a little bit of tea. Hi, everyone. You're coming in.
Hello.
Hi, how are you? I'll have a little conversation with you all in a few minutes. So you'll have an opportunity. Oh, and here you are. You get to see my home, my beautiful home. Thank you. As you can see, I am working on, this is a home that I have in San Diego that has a 180 degrees view, and you get to see a little bit of the mirrors. It's a place that I have been here for 30 years, and it is what we call a little piece of heaven. As you know, I'm also now involved in renewable energy, but I have been into green things for many, many years. So that's what you are seeing around me, some beautiful plants. Anyway, so thank you for allowing me to be very informal. As you get to know me, you will see that I'm very, very hands-on, very informal, and just love connecting with people and empowering everyone that I can with some very powerful tools and the ability for you to create the life of your dreams. So in Money and You, then we play different games so it's like a big painting. By Sunday night, oh, and it's money back guarantee. By Sunday night, if you participated fully, and you feel that Money and You did not give you some set of tools or the ability for you to be able to get what you wanted out of the program, you can actually have your money back. That if you feel like this has an added value to you. In the history of Money and You, we have so very few people. In the history of 100,000 plus graduates, we have 100,000 plus. We have had very few people that have asked for their money back, but we do give it to them if that is what they want, provided that and this is the number one thing, they never have any contact with any of the people that they met in Money and You or our network, have to return the huge workbook that you get, and then also be able to return the disc profile and other things that people have an opportunity to get in the program. So I just want you to know that it is money back guarantee. So during the program, during the weekend, you have an opportunity to be able to create a whole new set of patterns of thinking, but also you will begin to remove some of the blocks and decisions that you may have made when you were very, very young. It's so interesting because one of the books that I encouraged Kiyosaki to write before he wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad was a book by the name of If You Want to Be Rich and Happy, Don't Go to School, and it was a question mark. And it was a question on educational systems around the world because so many people don't have the opportunity to really get the financial intelligence that they need to really succeed in the world. So in Money and You, you begin to have a process of discovery of why it was that maybe you haven't succeeded in life. And then also we're going to go experientially through a thing called the business success model, which once you learn that model, you will see that you have almost like a recipe. You will learn that all you have to do is learn from mentors or masters, create a niche, leverage that niche through an aligned team, create synergy to create results. That's the overall of the business success model. And in Money and You, we go through a series of games where you have an opportunity to really discover those things and also to be able to practice them and to see the distinctions and to learn from others that are in the room. And at all times, you will be participating with other people. You will be participating in teams. And you will never be asked to be in front of the room or for you to speak if you don't want to in public. It is not that kind of a program. So I just wanted to just go ahead and let you know that this is the overall of Money and You. Of course, once you attend, we finish with a big party. So we recommend that on Monday you do not fly out very early and that you give yourself an opportunity for you to be able to spend some time with the many good friends that you're going to have. The Money and You that we have coming up in Southern California next week is going to have people from India, Singapore, Malaysia, Australia, New Zealand, Thailand, China, Canada, Croatia, Mexico, and of course throughout the United States. And there's a couple of other countries that may be making an appearance. So we are so excited. And these people have flown a long ways. And it just happens that way. I've been traveling the world, and I've been talking to people and having conversations with them. They have wanted to do Money and You for there was a gentleman coming, Jeff, who is a top network marketer in the world. And he had heard about Money and You, I think about 25 years ago, and just decided to go ahead and fly in and finally attend it because so many successful people had attended it, and actually quite a few of his leaders in network marketing had done it too. So we're going to have people like him that will be in the room alongside with many wonderful people, two awesome women from Croatia. You'll be able to open up your markets in Croatia. They have these fantastic, beautiful people that attend that have networks and can promote your products or services. So we have some people that are coming in, and let's just talk to the graduates a little bit. Hey, Jules from Sydney, Australia, you want to say anything? Can we hear you, Jules?
Perfectly. Can you hear me, DC?
Money and You, what, about 20 years ago?
Yeah, in the early 90s I did Money and You, yeah. And I guess what I would say is I use the distinctions that I learned still. It's like they're embedded in me. I'm a kind of a walking Money and You graduate, I think.
And what do you do now?
I run an events company and I create community. So I run a company called Shine. Our website shineglobal.com.au, and we hold events that showcase change makers, people who are right at the cutting edge of this, what's seeking to emerge into this world. We're in this massive period of transition, and we showcase people like yourself and quite a few other Money and You graduates and people who are making a change and making a difference in the world, who are making the world a brighter place to be. So that's why we call it Shine, people who have a vision for a brighter, more humane world.
Thank you, and I'm so excited. It was thanks to Julian that I was invited to go to Antarctica, and Julian has just opened up and now connected to the Unstoppable organization with Giulio de Lafitte, who really wants to do Money and You in Sydney along with the other team, and we're so excited that we have the opportunity to be able to really expand our markets, and that is the power of networking. And then we have some other people. Who else wants to say hello? Hi, go ahead. Are you from Singapore, Malaysia? By big smiley Chinese men.
Oh, hi. I'm from Singapore.
Oh, hi. How are you? How is Singapore?
Hot weather.
Oh, good. Have you attended the program yet?
For the Money and You, yes, I did some years back. Yes.
And what did you get out of it? What was it about Money and You?
It was the flip chart. Remember, was for things to change first, I must change. That's the chart.
Yeah. So that was what was for you.
Yes.
You know that we have over 40,000 graduates in Singapore. You do know that, right?
No, I don't know.
Yes. Between the Chinese and the English Money and You, we have more graduates in Singapore than any other place. And of course, some of your top people like Jenny Chan, Jenny, that used to be Jenny Tay, you know her. I mean, who doesn't know Jenny? And that there are so many other wonderful things. Is there anything else that you would like to say to the world about Money and You?
Well, it's a wonderful community because I do mix with my what do you call that, classmates. So although we don't keep in contact, but we still think about them, and we have coffee together, and it's a very time. We have the same kind of mindset, and we're always moving forward despite the obstacles we have.
Fantastic. I just wanted to say real quickly that I want to make sure that you send me an email to admin or info@moneyandyou.com, and I want to connect you with a whole group that has been meeting in Singapore for 20 years. They're business school graduates, but they also accept Money and You graduates, and they meet every Saturday, and every Saturday they study a book together, and a lot of times it's a book on the teachings of Buckminster Fuller, which is one of our best mentors. And Buckminster Fuller teaches us to move from, scarcity to sufficiency to abundance. And every Sunday they run together in, I think, the Botanical Gardens, which I adore in Singapore. And so I must connect you with them, and they have not stopped meeting for 20 years. So you can go there. All right? Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Who do we have here? Derek, how are you? Let me see if we can hear you. How are you? You're coming to Money and You, aren't you?
I will be there. I literally cannot wait.
Oh, fantastic. You know, now your dad is Dr. Jeff Alexander.
Indeed.
Right?
Absolutely.
And any question that you have, anything you'd like to ask me?
I think at this point, I'm just kind of ready to go with, just really unexpected. I kind of like the idea of just going in surprised. And just as much as the content that I'm going to learn and the value from the program, I'm equally excited about the people in the program I'll be able to associate with. I'm just fortunate enough to be able to be surrounding myself with in the 21st century at my age. So I believe in, we have 2 ears and one mouth for a reason, and I'm going to try and follow that as much as I can and just soak it all in.
Yeah, we have quite a few young people. Now, you are a very interesting human being. Tell us a little bit about what you do, because you are making already some amazing waves out there.
Yeah, I also am in the industry of network marketing. I've created a social platform with my company as well called Vima, and we have created a company kind of within the company to really work on developing the younger generation to understand the importance of entrepreneurship and thinking for yourself and going beyond more than just trading your time for money, but the other ways you can build yourself from a personal development standpoint and a financial nutritional standpoint. And then, I'm also dabbling in some other things. I also got involved in a mini um,
Oh, we're losing you. Derek, we're losing you, sweetheart. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. We're losing you.
Water that in the next few years is no problem. It's okay. If you can hear me, you can pass.
Okay. Well, let me just go ahead and thank you so much. We'll see you in about 8 days, 9 days. And we're going to go ahead and go to Carol Dysart. Carol, are you there? Carol?
Hello, hello, DC.
Hi, sweetheart. You can't come live. We're just going to see your beautiful face.
No, you don't want to see my beautiful face today. You don't want to see me. But you look fabulous. You look fabulous.
Thank you, sweetie.
I love jumping in on your wonderful Hangout because not only I just love the technology. I'm so excited that we can start to reach around the world with this. You've been doing a great job. I'm so proud of you for learning all the techie stuff.
Yes. Well, tell us, Carol, you are our DISC master, DISC. Can you just talk for about 5 minutes only and just let us know about this wonderful, powerful tool and why you love it so much?
Thank you. Yes, of course. You have been my client for this product ever since I showed up at Money and You in 1980. And I was so excited because I had just been certified to teach this material, and I discovered it from a seminar I went to where they were using it. One of my girlfriends was teaching, and I went, how do they have such an interesting, accurate report when I only spent 10 minutes answering just a few questions? There's 30 multiple choice questions that you say I'm most like this and least like that, most like this and least like that in all these sets, 30 sets. And I could not imagine how there could be a technology that could show who you were so clearly when you don't just answer it directly like that. You don't tell it. It comes back out with a report that really puts its finger on the gift that you are, on the strengths that you are, on how you like to have things around you, what your environment is, what kind of work environment, what do you do with people? Do you like to chat them up, as we say in New Zealand, Australia, or do you kind of wait for other people to speak first and then look and think about it and then get in after you're clear on who everybody is and what is safe to say? There's others that jump right in and tell you whether you want to hear it or not. So there's all these different pieces. And when I came to Money and You in 1980, after meeting you at church and getting a flyer from you, you were so cute. DC would hand out flyers like she does now with Facebook as your flyer. Her flyers are
I still love flyers. I still carry flyers with me.
Still carry flyers, and I did too. I took some to my event last weekend, DC. So anyway, I came thinking, gosh, I've been teaching for 15 years. I better find out a little about business. And so when I got there, you were there, and Marshall Thurber, who co-developed this program, he said, I think this is one of the most powerful tools, and it helps entrepreneurs see who they are primarily in their style. We know nobody is just stuck in one way of being and not a wide variety, but we do tend to have patterns that show up if people observe us over time. So the input questionnaire that you get to fill out for Money and You is just asking, who are you most of the time? What would other people around you see you doing and behaving most often and least often? And the report that brings out is very valuable because, as you and I wrote in our book, DC, business is two things: systems and relationships. And you are the master of systems, and DISC is a system for developing and understanding what your job preferences are, what kinds of people you get along with and don't get along with, but you need around you, even though you don't like to hang out with them sometimes socially. But it broadens your acceptance of people, and it broadens your compassion with people, so that everyone can get along, where they just couldn't do that naturally, instinctively, by their knee-jerk reaction, so to speak. So I love that you love it. I love that I get to do it and meet all your graduates around the world. I feel like they're our graduates. I'm really a partner with DC in this program my whole life. This is what I'm called to do, is support people getting the gift of Money in You and DISC. So I'll be there.
Thank you so very much. Now, I just wanted to just check in on whether there's anybody else that wants to share. Okay, we already got Jules. Jules, is there anything else you'd like to say?
No, I'm battling with the technology. It keeps dropping out. So, but I guess the thing is, I just love the enthusiasm and the longevity of the graduates. And I think that speaks really powerfully to what happens, the transformation, the profound transformation that happens in the process. That's the thing that I observe when I just hear people share, and I think that's really, really important.
Thank you. Thank you, Julian. Thank you. Well, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just begin to wrap it up. I don't want to take a lot of people's times, but one of the things that I just wanted to say, that Money in You is really taught through accelerated learning. We really created our own technology. It came from accelerated learning, but we took it to a whole other level through the 36 years of trial and error. And really, the biggest benefit is also the worldwide network, and the work is based on the teachings of 4 major masters. Buckminster Fuller, who a lot of people know as Bucky, and Bucky Fuller, if you go to my Facebook page, just find me under Dame DC Cordova. That's my fan page. And the other one, you can follow me on my regular page, DC Cordova, and you will see a beautiful glacier on my headline with a question by Buckminster Fuller asking about how do we make the world work for 100% of humanity in the shortest possible time with the least amount of damage, ecological damage to anything or anyone. And we really live by that question. And since I was 27 years old, I have been committed to the eradication of poverty and hunger. And I'm so happy to say that it looks like all the statistics show that that will be eradicated within 30 years. And if we take the world being as green as it's getting, it probably will cut that time even more. So in our lifetime, we will see the eradication of poverty and hunger, even though it doesn't look like that on a daily basis, and so many of the news just focus on the negativity. There are millions and millions of people that have become social entrepreneurs that are doing magnificent work and at the same time creating tremendous profits, wealth, and riches for themselves and their families and their teams, and at the same time adding tremendous value. So I just want to make sure that you know that if you have a dream that you want to do good, you want to really add value to humanity, that you can set up a system in place that will allow you for you to really thrive, to succeed, and for you to empower yourself to a whole other level of wealth where you can be rich and happy and contribute to others. That is really the essence of the Money in You program. And we have people that come along that just want to know about money, want to make money, and they're more than welcome, and have a great time with us and just take off and go do something else. And we're happy to bring in all people that are interested in learning and creating this world in a way that, that can work for everyone. And that was the work of Buckminster Fuller. Then we have Ilya Prigogine, who won the Nobel Prize in 1979 for the theory of dissipative structures. And I looked him up the other day in Wikipedia, and you can find anybody now in Wikipedia. And it was so interesting because they are actually talking about a principle that we teach, which is the principle of perturbation. And what we learned from Buckminster Fuller is to take very complex, very sophisticated physics terms and geothermal and thermodynamics terms. And then what we do is we apply them to human behavior and be able to have that be taught experientially through the work that we learned from Georgi Lozanov. And Georgi Lozanov himself, the man who created the original accelerated learning technology, actually taught our mentors, Bobby DePorter of supercamp.com. She's the leading authority on teen education, on young people education. And that is the venue. Her venue is where we do Money and You in Oceanside, California. So it's like the home of Money and You. And then, of course, the other creator of the program was Marshall Thurber, who has gone on to create his own programs on productivity. He's a genius that, you know, he creates and moves on, creates and moves on. And we are forever grateful that he created this program. And I was there at the beginning to support with this infrastructure and the organizational structure, and earn my way to be able to have inherited the work. So thank you, God, for those two masters. And so they hire Georgi Lozanov from the Bulgarian government. They paid $25,000 for 10 days for him to come in and teach him directly about this technology. So we teach very quickly, and people are so in awe of how it works and how people have the ability to be able to learn so quickly through games and to debrief it. So it's not just putting a little music in the background and having, you know, some color flip charts. It's very profoundly moving and life-changing and permanent. And then, of course, the other one, which is one of our most favorite, my favorite, is Edward Deming, who was the gentleman that put Japan on the map by having the productivity circles. And it was Edward Deming that really, anytime that you see anything that's related to systems, to productivity circles, to he has so many powerful teachings. One of them is to only look at statistics, only look at the facts, and it's not about making things perfect, but it's actually about making sure that every single person is found, and you bring out of them the best through systems so that they can create a final valuable result that will be very valuable to the public, to the customer. But it is done through systems. He was like the ultimate systems master, and we have learned so much from him. And of course, in my background prior to this, I got started in this work when I was 28 years old. Prior to that, I had spent 8 years in the legal system. So the book that Carol Disa was referring to was a manual that I wrote called Money Making Systems. And when you go to moneyandyou.com and you download the 4-session business makeover, which I really want to encourage all of you to go and download, you will get then a notice about our Money Making Systems manual and online course, which I encourage you completely to download. It is so inexpensive. I think it's US $77. It helps pay for the web costs. And you will have a manual that's 207 pages, this big, where you will learn about money-making systems for working with people, which is one of the hardest things. In our business school for entrepreneurs, we cover the 4 major areas that every entrepreneur needs to know: sales and marketing, people and organization, money and finances, and how do you add value to humanity. And really, what is so powerful, the 2 toughest one in there, what I call the, in many ways, rocket science, is working with people in marketing. So in our business school, we bring different masters that will not only teach you patterns of thinking around marketing, but also how to surround yourself with masters. Because one of the big mistakes that we know, that we have learned, that people make around the world, is by attempting to not make mistakes. And Buckminster Fuller taught us that it is our natural way of learning is by making mistakes. So it is okay for you to make mistakes. The greatest, the most successful entrepreneurs in the world make lots and lots of mistakes, and that is allowed. That is how we learn. That is how we thrive. That is how we grow. And this is why Money and You is the jump start to the next level, wherever you are, whether you're just getting started, whether you are a young entrepreneur, a young student, or you are a billionaire that has not figured out how to leverage yourself. We have in our network in China and in the Chinese world, we have many billionaires that have attended Money and You and business school, and they come because they don't know how to leverage themselves, how to work with, how to be able to be free now that they have created this amazing wealth and be able to move on. So in Money and You, what we do is we in 3.5 days, it's like we're painting this really big, beautiful painting, and it is complete at about 10:30 or 11 o'clock on Sunday night, and then we party and celebrate. No alcohol. We like to celebrate with lots of wonderful food and music, and people just really connecting and finding out from each other, you know, how we can support each other. We teach them the 3 networking questions that, you know, they practice all through the weekend, and then you also have an opportunity to be able to continue to meet with them a week after Money and You, or about a week or 10 days. We have an on the telephone conference reunion, because people come from all around, and they come in and we all talk and discuss and have a great time together. And then we also have the opportunity to be able to join many different groups. We have quite a few Facebook groups that people are part of, and then now with social media, it's so easy for people to stay connected, to get to know each other. And all of the people that you probably are seeing right now, their pictures or live, like for instance, when we were talking to the gentleman from Singapore, I'm going to be able to tap him into a whole group of Singaporeans that have met together for 20 years. Sometimes they have 5 people in their group, and sometimes they have 50 people, because it is optional, and people just can come every week, every Saturday, every Sunday, every Saturday, every Sunday they meet, and they support each other. And it's an amazing group of people that I absolutely love and have stayed together for 20 years. In Malaysia, you know, the Globe Success Group, they have, you know, the speaking group, I'll think of it, Toastmasters, the Money and You Toastmasters group. Then they have other groups with which they meet. And then, of course, now we have the hub, not the hub, excuse me, the group from India, you know, Aziza, Dr. Ramesh, and the other team members, Simon. They're going to be creating a Money and You program in India, in Chennai, and so now we're going to have access to that magnificent, magnificent country, and so we just keep growing and expanding. So if you decide that you want to open up in Shanghai, and you want to go ahead and go to a Money and You program there, and get to know people and put down your network materials on the table, all you have to do is just connect with us, and we'll introduce you to them. We'll tell you what hotel they are at, and you get plugged into the Shanghai Money and You networking group. So we are worldwide. We're here to love and support you. We're here to empower you in any way we can. We're here to create more wealth for you under the new definition of wealth, which is the access to resources, to cash, to people that can support you, and to mentors, and to all of the different the information and the mastery that many of our graduates are so willing to share with you. Whenever you see people that continually stay poor and can't get out of that cycle, it's because they don't have access to a network like ours to be able to be supported, and even emotionally supported too, because all of us go through learning experiences, and when we do, we really do need to have a network of people that can really help us, and help us to grow and to thrive and to get strong again. So it is time for me to go. We'd like to absolutely get you, go to moneyandyou.com. There is on the right hand side under the dates, you will see a click. You can click to get more information or to register. You just click there, and then it will take you to another web page where you can get more information, and then you can sign up. And we still have that beautiful offer in Southern California. Just so that you know, in Southern California, I sponsor the program. So I do this for the United States as a gift to the U.S. I throw Money and You programs in the United States as parties. They're like parties. I just get a bunch of people together, and people come from around the world, and we are so, so blessed to be able to have an awesome group every single time. But because I own the rights, I own many things, I have the ability to be able to charge very little. And so in Southern California, that is wonderful news. And in other parts of the world, Money and You is more expensive, because if you're a business person, you know that there are expenses to fly people in and to provide certain services in different countries and the exchange of dollars. You know, there's ringgits, there's the RMBs, there's the other different types of currencies as compared to the U.S. currency. So I want to thank everyone that's involved with Money and You, every one of you that's going to be coming along to the program, and for those of you that haven't decided, decide now to attend. You know, people always say, oh, you know, I can't do it, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money, you know, this is not good timing for me. One of the biggest traits of very, very successful people is when they see an opportunity to be able to accelerate their success and their ability to create results and to solve their problems, they take it. Just like that, and Money and You can do all of those things for you. Thank you so very much. Aloha nui loa, as we say in Hawaii. May you be blessed, and may your life work to your heart's content. And you can get in touch with us anytime at, you know, you can go to info@moneyandyou.com. You can Google me. You can find me in social media. And I look forward to meeting you soon. Anyone else want to say goodbye? Anything you'd like to say? Okay. Bye, everybody.
Have a wonderful time. We'll see you there. Bye-bye.
Okay. Aloha, everyone. Bye. Bye.